For 50 years, this motorcycle racing club has thrived on a need for speed. I'd like to think I can write about anything, but some topics give me the willies, such as motorcycles. In 1972, a friend and I, both 21 and riding a Triumph 650, improbably survived an accident unscathed while cruising at 70 miles per hour on Interstate 5 in Oregon. A novice biker, I had foolishly forgotten a posted abrupt edge construction sign, so while crossing to the left lane while passing a truck, I dumped our bike. Astounded and aghast after we spun to a halt, I vowed never to ride a motorcycle again. And I haven't. So last fall, when a colleague suggested I showcase the 50th anniversary of the all-volunteer Washington Motorcycle Road Racing Association, WMRRA, I gulped. Could I go there? Maybe I could explore the group's longevity by uncovering the zeal of its members. When asked, they eagerly cite a need for speed, embodied by events where some exceed, no typo, 140 miles per hour. You feel like you're flying. It's the most fun you can have outside your house, legally or illegally, says club historian Bruce Schulten. Unless you jump in now and then, you feel like your life is meaningless. Schulten of Edmonds entered sanctioned races in the mid-1970s at Seattle International Raceway, now Pacific Raceways, in Kent. There, on its 2.25-mile course, members seek high average lap speeds in 10-minute races and hours-long endurance runs. They also vie regionally. Such contests invigorate Shoreline's Chris Loomis, an oft-president dubbed Mr. WMRRA for his half-century's involvement. He calls the club's 400 members family. The sentiment also feeds ex-president Colt Bristow of Auburn. We all know how dangerous street riding can be between cars, trucks, speed limits, and road conditions, he says. But this is the only environment of people who are vested in your family and well-being and want to see you have fun and be competitive and provide a prepared, groomed, custom experience at its absolute potential. Some, Bristow admits, make exceeding thresholds the goal. Unfortunately, he says, they tend to get hurt more. But at least WMRRA provides nearby medical response. Speed, says Dale Zlock of Spanaway, a veteran racer with his brother Dan, fuels success. He says he nearly died at an out-of-town race in 1987. I broke multiple bones and ruptured some internal parts. I'm lucky to even be here. So, yes, that does go through your mind, he says. But you put it aside. It goes to another compartment. You go out and do what you've got to do. Well, the gears may not lock into place for me, but these racers' passion is palpable. In our first then photo, during a weekend race, 11 members of the Washington Motorcycle Road Racing Association line up with 8 bikes in 1979 at the northwest end of the pit wall at Seattle International Raceway in Kent. In our next then photo, at Seattle International Raceway in 1979, crews of sidecars, 3-wheelers with driver and passenger, speed through a curve. Today called Pacific Raceways, the 9-turn course has a 125-foot elevation gain. In our next then photo, in 1979 at SIR, nationally rated racer Diane Cox leans in. In our next then photo, Bruce Schulten, center, and Chris Miyamoto confer as Jim Garrison refuels Team Holy Grail's Honda during a 6-hour endurance race in 1979 at SIR. In our next then photo, in 1986, Craig Tinder, 02, and Lars Gilmore, 13, lean into turn 10 at SIR. In our next then photo, Ray Baker, 66, races with a prototype Yamaha in 1987 at SIR. In our last then photo, Steve Trinder, 04, leads Sean McDonald, 28, and Doug Renfro, 4, past a tire wall circa 1989 at SIR. Today, at Pacific Raceways, formerly Seattle International Raceway, 25 WMRRA members with 13 motorcycles gather at roughly the same spot as our first then photo. They are, from left, Tim Fowler, Tico Sandoval, Duncan Craig, Tim O'Mahony, Bruce Schulten, Jeff Wyand, Christy Tennyson, Chris Loomis, Christopher James Siege Hobbs, Michael Mager, Adam Fawcett, Dan Zlock, Kevin Pinkstaff, Garrett Visser, Dale Zlock, Vance Visser, Steve Ishii, unidentified, Martha Young Schulten, unidentified, Brian Burchill, Matt Staples, unidentified, Mark Brown, and Steve Del Vecchio. The association enjoyed a 50th anniversary banquet and awards ceremony December 14th at Green River Community College. For more info, visit WMRRA.com. Also today, Mr. WMRRA is former racer and president Chris Loomis. It's been a wonderful 50 years, more exciting than being a Marine, he says. Next to the Marines, it's been my life. Also today, Colt Bristow, former president, says, racing is focus. When you're on the bike and you're at that level of attention, you are solely focused on what you and the machine are doing at the given time. Also today, veteran racers Dale left and Dan Zlock. Says Dan, it's not the work, it's not the equipment. Winning is what drives you. The feeling of winning never goes bad, never gets old, and staying at the top of the game. Also today, racer Christopher James Siege Hobbs displays his WMRRA artwork. Once you start racing, he says, you're a racer. There's no backing out or retiring from it. You can sell your bikes, but you've still got that spark. And finally, the 2.25-mile course at Pacific Raceways features 9 turns and a 125-foot elevation gain. For more info, visit pacificraceways.com.
So are you already filming it?
Yeah. They won't